Happy Monday and welcome to the Gregorio's Trattoria pregame show here on Big Train TV. Ben Bobeck and Tyler Gallo here from South County High School. South County Braves taking on the Big Train here today. Tyler, Big Train coming off a big win at Povich Field last night, trying to follow it up in the first leg of a home and home, so to say, against the Braves here in South County. What do you need to see from Bethesda here tonight?
Well, I think it all starts with the guy on the mound tonight for Bethesda, and that is the left-hander out of Alabama, Grayson Hitt. He's getting his first appearance of the season underway tonight here in Lorton, and we'll look to just continue the train, keep the momentum going, keep moving as we take a look at the starting pitching match for both sides. He's going to do battle tonight with Danny Rosenfield out of Davidson. Danny Rosenfield pitched all right in his first start. He allowed 2 runs in 3 innings against the Alexandria Aces his last time out. He'll look to expand upon that here tonight.
As you said, the Tennessee native Grayson Hitt going for his first start with the Bethesda Big Train here tonight. 2 lefties going at it. Meanwhile, on the other side, it was a big offensive night for the Big Train last night, putting up 14 over Gaithersburg. We talked a little bit about our player of the game. He actually came from the pitching aspect of that win last night as we take a look at Cooper Ron's big night versus Gaithersburg. Like we said, earned the win in his Big Train debut. 3 sparkling innings of relief, allowed just 1 run, 2 strikeouts for the man out of UC Santa Barbara.
Yeah, the Gaucho. He came in and he pitched pretty well, and that's a common theme we've seen. Guys coming in and doing all the yeoman's work that is needed out there on the mound. One guy comes in, pitches pretty solidly, and is out of the game, and turns it over to the rest of the bullpen and turned it over to the back end last night with Barron and Metz closing it out on 14-5 victory mark.
Yeah, like we said, we'd love to see a similar performance from Hitt in his Big Train debut for the 2021 season. Meanwhile, going back to the offense, we talked about how Big Train was able to have a big offensive explosion last night. What do you need to see for them to do so again here today?
Well, I think we need to just see them continue their offense. I mean, they've had a strong go of it this season thus far. They had the 1 game where they've scored less than 8 runs this year, so I think they need to keep doing it. Coming in droves, so once they get it done, once they keep moving forward and keep getting out there, and I'm going to look forward to the offense tonight. Nolan Shawnuel back into the lineup, going out there and doing pretty well once again for this team, freshman All-American out of Florida.
Absolutely. That will just about wrap things up here on the Big Train TV Gregorio's Trattoria pregame show. Ben Bobeck and Tyler Gallo will be with you here for first pitch coming up from South County High School in just a moment.
From the campus of South County High School in Lorton, Virginia, it is Big Train Baseball here on Big Train TV, and it's Tyler Gallo and Ben Bobeck here in the Dandy Walker Alliance broadcast booth. The Big Train are set to take on the South County Braves here for the 2nd time these 2 teams matched this season. Hello everybody, and a pleasant good evening to you wherever you may be. Tyler Gallo and Ben Bobeck here once again with you on Big Train TV as the Big Train roll into Lorton trying to take on the Braves tonight. We're out in the elements tonight, Ben, so it's going to be a pretty fun setup in my opinion, but it should be a fun game altogether.
Old school from the top of the bleachers up here in South County. Should be a great game. 0-3 Braves, 3-1 Bethesda Big Train. Both teams looking for a win in this one.
And yeah, we'll take a look at the starting pitching matchup for tonight's game. Grayson Hitt out of Alabama makes his first appearance for the Train this season as they're getting ready to take on these guys, and he's going to just look to settle in. He had a pretty high ERA at the school this year, and he's going to be opposed by Danny Rosenfield out of Davidson. It's going to be a good matchup, and he'll set to deliver his first pitch here to Austin Gauthier, who leads off the shortstop tonight.
Yeah, Gauthier back in the field after DHing last night. He's been a valuable contributor at the top of this Big Train batting order all season long, as Rosenfield will go out of the stretch here to start. No windup for him.
That's drilled into center field. Going back to the center fielder on the track at the wall. It is gone.
What a lead.
Leadoff home run for Austin Gauthier, and what a way to start this one with a bang. The first pitch of the game is sent over the fence, and Austin Gauthier has his second homer of the year.
Yeah, how about starting things off here with a big fly off the bat of Austin Gauthier. His dad is a coach here at South County, and he loved to see that one. First pitch straight over the 360 sign out there to the right in dead center. And that is the way you want to start things off, picking right back up where they left off in that 14-5 win last night.
So Rosenfield greeted rudely here in the top half of the first inning. What a way to start this one here with Lorton. And now standing up with Kyle Velasquez, the second baseman. Velasquez moved up to the second spot in the lineup, and we'll see how he does here. I mean, I'd love to do the exact same thing Gauthier did in the first batter.
Up back-to-back jacks to start things off, that would be something else.
That's up high, ball one. So Gauthier, his second of the year, and that ball was over the 360 sign in center field. And we're so sorry we can't really show you the full length of the field tonight. We're working with what we got here.
Little bit of a different perspective there from the camera. Hopefully it gets a little bit better as the sun off to the left in deep foul territory goes down.
So it's a 1-on-1 count now to Velasquez, who grounds that one foul down the first base or third base side.
First pitch, 7:02 p.m. Beautiful field here at South County. Great green, lush grass. The old school kind of dirt cutouts at each base of the mound and home.
Kind of like you'd see at Rogers Centers. There's a strike three look in there on Kyle Velasquez. He's caught for the first out, and Rosenfield settles in and gets his first batter.
Yeah, good way for Rosenfield to bounce back there with a punch out. Velasquez checked his swing, thought it was a ball. Instead, he'll take a called strike three for the first out for Big Train offense.
That'll bring up Nolan Shawnuel. Shawnuel back in the lineup once again. The Florida Atlantic All-American.
Freshman All-American down there in
Where's one
Boca
here?
Raton.
Hit by the pitch, and he will be aboard with one out. Here's some jeers from the bullpen down the left field line. That's the Braves bullpen.
Now batting number 12, Matt
Thomas, another Northern Virginia native. There's a couple of those up and down this Big Train roster.
Second of the year for Gauthier. He homered way back when, earlier on this season. I believe that was in Gaithersburg. He homered earlier this year, but that game that the Big Train went on to win.
12-5 win on opening night a week ago. This one's going to get down.
That falls in front of the center fielder, and Thomas is board, and heading to third is Shawnuel, and he'll get there easily. So that fell in front of Benson in center field, and a one-hop single for Matt Thomas.
Yeah, Matt Thomas getting on base. No surprise there. And how about Shawnuel motoring over there to third base? Not the fastest guy on the team, but moves that 6'3" frame well. And the defensive first baseman 90 feet away from the second Big Train run of this one.
Yeah, showing what he's working with this season is that'll bring up Jack Cohn, who's just had a wonderful year at the plate, starting off really well. I'll try to extend his great start here as Rosenfield looks over, delivers, taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. Or excuse me, that's a ball. It's outside 1-0.
Jack Cohn has been arguably the most surprising offensive cog in this gear fest for South Colangelo of a batting order, hitting over 500.
And he's got him picked off, and Shawnuel goes home. He'll come in to score, but they've got him in a pickle here. They'll throw back, and Thomas will be tagged out at second.
No, the
ball gets away. Sorry, we are in a tough angle here, so just bear with us tonight. As the runner comes in to score to Shawnuel, and it's 2-0 Big Train as Thomas gets down to second on the pickoff.
I mean, that's the second time. I don't think it's the same two batters. I think it was Rocco Pepe and Thomas that were involved in an attempted rundown by Gaithersburg last night. But again, the Big Train, their fundamentals on the base paths coming through for them there, brings home another run, and Thomas advances to second base safely. So still a runner in scoring position here, Stone Cold Jack Cohn.
Takes that one for a strike, and that makes it 1-1.
Who again has been a huge offensive plus in that 5-hole, in the 6-hole really all season, up to the 5-hole here today. Rocco Pepe out after wearing one painfully in the middle of his back last night. And that's an impressive take there from Jack Cohn. Went all the way down to one knee, but able to keep the bat from coming around.
corkscrewed himself into the ground on that swing, or that non-swing there, as he did not go around. Still's got a run on second as Rosenfield will try to settle down here. Runner on second with just one out, or with nobody out. Yeah, there's one out.
There's one out.
Say, strikeout looking for Kyle Velasquez. It's delivered. Take it for a strike, and that makes it 2-2. Down the left field line here, the right field line at South County High School, or we're sitting up in the bleachers.
We're the bleacher bums tonight.
Bear with us tonight, guys. We're doing our best out here.
Underneath the hot sun. We're sweating it out today, you and I, Tyler.
That's taken inside, and that'll make it full count. So Cone this season was batting .500 going into last night's game and had a couple of hits at that one as well. Only improving as he goes forward.
A couple more RBIs to add to his belt loop. It's been an impressive start for him as he cracks another one.
Deep to right, but that's going to line right into the glove of Schmela in right field. Thomas to stay a second.
Yeah, hit that one hard. Hit it fairly deep into right there for Schmela. But this is a small field. 335 to right center, 360 to straightaway, 335 in left center, and 310 down the left field line, 318 down the right field line. Not quite the depth that Povich Field gives you there, so no chance for Thomas to advance down to third.
Camp Alderman stands in for his first start of the season since coming over yesterday from Ole Miss. Rosenfield delivers.
Came in as a sub last night, and man, can he add some power to the middle of this Big Train batting order.
Yeah, he doubled last night off the wall, nearly hit a grand slam, and you were very excited about that one, but for now
Can't
it's
blame me,
an
can you?
count. Alderman, no, love grand slam. Get out the mustard and rye bread, Grandma. It's a grand salami as Alderman takes that one for a strike quickly, and it's 0-2.
Alderman steps out, likes to adjust his batting gloves between each pitch. Digs in with that back foot there.
Not as
Compact 6'3", 250 in his batting stance.
Not as maybe lengthy as a routine as Nomar Garcia Parra would have.
Not quite.
Box.
Not
But
quite.
a routine nonetheless as he stands in and takes time there and comes back in for the box. Rosenfield looks back at Thomas in second, sets, and he'll step off, and Thomas isn't going anywhere, and no one was covering second anyway, so that would have been a tough throw anyway. Either way.
Gotta be careful of avoiding a balk if you're the pitcher in that situation. You don't want to get Matt Thomas that free 90 feet when you don't need to.
Sun glaring down here on the field. Shadows creeping in a little bit as Alderman takes that one for a ball.
Got to be pretty confident to take a pitch. Looked like it was pretty close. Again, not the best angle from over here. But you got to be in the protective mindset in the 0-2 count.
Yeah, really just shortened up on the stance there, as you can see. And Alderman just trying to get this runner in from second, and just the one out. Rosenfield delivers, taking in the dirt, and that'll make it 2-2.
Again, good patience from Alderman. The other tempting thing when you're in that protective mindset is to just swing at anything, trying to foul it off, trying to make the pitcher work. That's not always the best mindset. Got to be willing to take pitches when you need to. And he does so there very nicely, back-to-back attempts from Rosenfield.
A couple of guys have reached this inning as Alderman takes that one. It's going to go to the backstop, and Thomas will go all the way to third. Kicks around behind there.
Now works the count full.
So good at bat here, good turn at bat here from Camp Alderman. Gets this count full and just trying to get a board in front of Thomas. Here is on deck is the right fielder, Trevor Doyle.
One of two Ole Miss youngsters that will be on this roster when it fills out. Still waiting on outfielder T.J. McCants.
Alderman cracks that one over the outstretched glove of the third baseman, and Thomas will come in to score easily. It's going to be a tough play either way from Santino Rosso with their third base. And Alderman is aboard with another RBI. Ribeye steak, his third of the season.
Yeah, how about 3 at-bats and 3 RBIs for Kemp Alderman, making an instant impact.
And that's exactly what he brings to this team. Nice guy there, plays the third base. You know, instantly flush into the starting lineup. Didn't get the start last night, but tonight he's paying dividends. So here is Trevor Doyle, the right fielder. Standing in here is Rosenfield delivers, and that's going to be a strike. 0-1.
Thomas, Cone, Alderman, Doyle. 4, 5, 6, 7 in this batting order. Really nice right, left punch.
Rosenfield will try to settle into this game, but Big Train not making that easy. More first inning runs, that's fouled off. And it's one of the 0-2. 3 first inning runs for the Big Train.
It's been a trend for them, scoring early and scoring often. And if they can keep that up, that's a successful recipe right there.
Doyle hits a high fly ball down the left field line. That's going to get close to being out of play, but a nice catch running into the sidewall as a left fielder.
Hayden Winter with a painful take there.
Makes that one look easy, but certainly painful there on the wall as he almost caromed over the fence, but Big Train get 3 runs across on 3 hits, and they leave a couple on base. Sending up to the plate, Stallings, Rosso, and Rothstein due up for the Braves. We'll see you for the bottom half of the first inning. Big Train up 3-0. Grayson hit to the mound for his first appearance of the season for the Big Train, and he'll face off against Brett Stallings, the shortstop, as the first batter. He's taking the dirt for ball 1. Stallings, no relation to the catcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates, Jacob Stallings, hopefully.
Who does have some relation to disgraced former basketball coach Kevin Stallings.
That's again in the dirt and hit. Bounced a few to start this off in his first appearance of the young campaign.
Yeah, excited to see what Hit brings to this pitching staff. Definitely a talented arm. See what he can do out there.
That's high, ball 3, and he's finished 3-0 now.
That one had some pop in it, though. You could hear that one from a mile away.
You don't go to Alabama for no reason.
No, sir.
And that is ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to lead off the game for Brett Stallings, and I'll bring up Santino Rosso, the switch hitter.
Rosso will go from the right side against the lefty Hit. Playing third base.
Yeah, Rosso playing third base today.
Led off the last time these two teams played, last Wednesday at Povich. Hit from the stretch.
It's up high again, and that's 5 straight out of the strike zone for Grayson Hit.
I think one of the things that made the Big Train so successful yesterday was they were able to get 4 innings out of their starter. And so being able to, a little length, Grayson hit here today would be a big boost to this bullpen. Allow it to really showcase their strength.
That was the first strike from Hit, and yeah, the bullpen has been pretty phenomenal for the Big Train this year, and outside of a few sprinkled in poor appearances here and there, but that's going to happen throughout the course of the long season.
Overall, it's been really solid, though.
Yeah, one we've seen a lot of guys put in a lot of great innings. Is that's chopped to third base. It's going to be an easy play for third baseman. Alderman throws out Rosso at first. The runner moves up to second, so there's one down, and now a runner in scoring position for Ethan Rothstein, the catcher, and he'll look to stay hungry and stay humble here at this at bat.
I think we got up to 4 John Rothstein references when Ethan played at Povich last week, so we'll see if we can top that here tonight.
So Rosso gets the sacrifice 5-3 ground out there. Quick out here for Hit.
Good defensive play there from runner will
Runner
go.
goes. Throw down by Nip to third is
Not in
offline. It didn't come off the bag either. So stealing third base, Brett Stallings.
Stallings had a really good jump there. Nip came up as quick as he could, but a little bit of a slower motion from the stretch for Grayson Hit, and like I said, Stallings just had a massive jump on him. There was no catching him there.
Yeah, so it's standing 90 feet away as a swing and a miss there by Rothstein. Makes it 0-2.
And as the pitcher, you just got to focus on the batter here. Get that second out. Try to avoid a potential sacrifice RBI opportunity for South County here.
Last thing you want to see after a 3-run opening inning is getting some runs back, but Hit has a big chance to get some strikeouts here. Sets and delivers. Grounded to short. Going to get the run in at least. Throw out first, and a nice put out there from the shortstop Goffier, who's been front and center in today's game. Led off the game with a bang, a solo home run, leadoff home run, first leadoff home run of the year we've seen. So another quick out for Grayson Hit on the mound.
Now batting number 36, Tyler Solomon.
Tyler Solomon, first baseman tonight for South County. Up for some licks now. Swing at the first
Solomon
pitch.
chops one. A great leaping play by Alderman. He throws him out at first base. Wow. That ball was a tough hop to handle, and Camp Alderman made it look like it was breakfast. I mean, that was just a beautiful play there at third base to retire the side of the Big Train. One comes across the score for the Braves, but the Big Train still lead it 3-1.
Pretty healthy hop there for the big third baseman at the hot corner. And that side of the infield, Shilling White earned that nickname. Alderman with 2 very nice plays, and Goffier with 1 sprinkled in between. The Big Train hold it to just 1 at the bottom of the first.
Yeah, so Rosenfield back to 9 after this. We'll see you here on Big Train TV. All right, yeah. Danny Rosenfield faces off against Grant Nip to lead off this inning. Nip takes first pitch way outside and caroms to the backstop and makes a big pounding sound off that South County Stallions sign that sits just behind home plate.
Stallions, you gotta say, one of the more unique mascot names. You get Mustangs a lot. You get like Rough Riders, but Stallions really flows nicely with South County. You saw those beautiful horse statues here between the football and baseball fields at South County High School. They make the most of that. Unique mascot.
Big strike called there for Rosefield. Certainly is not the Italian Stallion, as you'd hear in Rocky, but Nip bounces that one down the third base side foul, and it's 1-2 quickly on him here. So Nip back in the lineup after dealing with a hand issue just over the past week, but he's back in.
Second straight game.
It's outside, and it's 2-2.
Hitting coach Sam Bender here on the first base line, encouraging that. Tell him to take another one. Don't be afraid to work this count as much as possible.
Rosenfield delivers the long lefty.
He'll do
long and
exactly
lanky
that.
Lefty. 3-2 now. Grant Nip, which is a good at bat after being behind.
A couple of long boy lefties here on the rubber, on the respective sides.
That's up high, ball four, and Nip reaches on a walk.
Yeah, I mean, that's the sort of patience that Sal Colangelo over there to our left in the dugout and Sam Bender out here in front of us like to preach to their hitters. You know, getting behind early in a 1-2 count and not afraid to take 3 straight pitches and work a 5 or 6 pitch walk rather.
Yeah, great way to start off this inning, and trying to keep the pedal to the metal here. Is bottom of the order now is rounded out by Brady Gump, the left fielder. Checks on the runner at first base, and that's in the dirt. Nice blocking stop there from the catcher, Ethan Rothstein.
And I think part of the reason that made Big Train so successful last night offensively, like we said in the pregame show, 14 runs across over Gaithersburg, is the bottom of the order was really effective, especially Keith Torres, who's on the bench today, and the 9-hole, and just getting on base, moving the line along, keeping those gears moving, like I said. And if Nip and Gump at 8 and 9 can do that here, that's going to set the tone for the rest of the ball game here tonight.
And now it's 3-0.
And working walks is the best way to do that, because not only are you getting on base, but you're getting on base by making the pitcher work and by allowing your teammates there behind you waiting to get to the plate, see the pitches and see what they're going to be facing.
So see if he has the green light here on 3-0. That is another ball, and it's back-to-back walks here for Danny Rosenfield as Gump reaches again, and good job by Rothstein to head out there to not talk to him.
And let's see if Austin Gauthier here can pull a little bit of a Kyle Schwarber, back-to-back leadoff hitters for the Nats left fielder yesterday in that game over one of the best teams in the MLB, San Francisco Giants. Johnny
Surprisingly,
Cueto.
one of the best teams in the MLB, but they're being carried right now by a stellar pitching staff that features Kevin Gossman, who's having a renaissance this season.
Absolutely. Like I said, Schwarber back-to-back leadoff dingers in back-to-back innings, first and second. Not necessarily type of leadoff hitter you think of, Kyle Schwarber, but Austin Gauthier, an opportunity to make another bang here at the top of the order and take strike one.
Yeah, pops in for a strike there from Rosenfield, who's trying to just shelve the other concerns of these first 2 walks this inning and make it a stronger inning for him. We see a lot of fans over on the juxtaposing bleachers in this stadium.
Nice turnout here. A couple fans with us on the Big Train side of things as well.
And we've got Dylan Spilko to our right as that is popped high in the air.
Not quite as deep. Chance for this one to drop in a shallow outfield.
And a nice play there by the second baseman, Boone, to settle under it and make the play for the first out.
Got under that one probably a little bit too much, but can't hit a home run every time. It'd be nice. It's hard to do.
Well, they put a little bit closer to maybe getting that mercy rule out of the way this year, and we'll never see if they have one yet. But
Have not had one yet. 12 runs after 7 innings. Reminder for those who may not be as familiar with the CRCBL rules.
so now Velasquez in again. He struck out looking his last time up and looking to bring that line up a little bit here. Keep the line moving with a pair of walks and then an out sandwich in between. That is a strike there from Rosenfield. A good delivery.
And if the bottom of the order is able to get on base with back-to-back walks, it's got to be the top of the order's responsibility to bring them home. I mean, those are the guys you'd expect to be in prime position for RBI opportunities to sit down for a nice meal on some ribeye steaks.
Trying to dig in here is it's taken again on the outside half, and it's 1-1. Looks on that one, just spits on it. Good take there from Velasquez.
Definitely going to be getting a tan today, that's for sure.
Al fresco tonight here in the bleachers at South County as another pitch is looked at for ball 2. It's 2-1 for Velasquez. I had to sit out in the bleachers for the broadcast I did for RMU softball this year when I was on color. That was fun. It's a big, hefty cut there for Velasquez, makes it 2-2 count. And almost got hit by a foul ball, but and it was funny because it was like right above me, but I didn't like reach for it or anything. I just looked at it, land about a couple inches in front of me.
It would have to be really high. I mean, it's certainly possible.
Not quite as high as the ones in Gaithersburg, I'll tell you
No,
that.
not nearly.
It's taken again and runs the count full once more.
Hefty pitch count in this inning for Rosenfield.
Sometimes that'll happen, you know, never can have 15, 15, 15, like pretty much the perfect line through a couple innings. And there's another ball. 4, another walk there for Velasquez, and the bases are now loaded. So I was going to just talk about it. There is a way that you can throw 0 pitches in an inning. So if you do the intentional walk, and then just 3 intentional walks and pick them off all 3 times, 0 pitches in the inning.
Has that ever happened?
No,
I mean,
it probably never will.
This is the thing that I would expect you to know. Has that ever happened?
No, never. Because they just instituted the no-pitch rule a couple of years ago.
That's true. I guess I
and
would have heard about it.
Probably would never happen again. There's been 3-pitch innings. Those are quite common. Or not as common as you'd think, but
Seen a couple
common.
immaculate innings as well.
Yeah, Michael
9
Cain
strikes.
had one this year for the Yankees.
Scherzer had one a couple years ago.
Hasn't been one in the Mets game in a long time.
I wonder why.
I mean, they have a lot of pitchers. There's Sean Uell. Half-hearted swing on that one. Grounds it down the first base side for a foul ball.
Yeah, 1 out now, 0-2 count on Sean Uell. And again, goes back to what we were talking about with Alderman in terms of the plate protecting mentality.
Interesting, once again, the setup here tonight. Rosenfield gets a quick 0-2 here on Sean Uell with the bases loaded and 1 out. That's inside, nearly hit him, and dances out of the way of that one. Makes it a 1-2 count. You hear a lot of noise out there from the infielders.
Some chirps. Interesting uniform matchup here as well. Looks like South County in their navy blue tops. Big Train in the black. This one wears it again for Sean Uell. That's the second time he's been hit tonight. Am I incorrect in that?
Yeah, Sean Uell wears his second one of the game, and he's going to force in a run, a painful RBI there.
I mean, I can't think of a better way to wear one for your team. A hit-by-pitch RBI. Sean Uell saying that one didn't hurt as much. First one was a fastball. This one was a curveball. He took that square between the back. Got to do what you got to do at the plate. And if it involves getting hit by a pitch to bring home a run, Nolan Sean Uell, the rest of this Big Train lineup, willing to do that.
The Davidson pitcher Rosenfield crackles one in the first strike on Matt Thomas with the bases loaded here. It's high, ball 1.
It is a very nice field, I will say that.
It's a nice field. We just have the short end of the straw here when it comes to our setup, is that one also zips in there for a strike, and it's 1-2.
It'd be a nicer field if I could see half of it without the glare from the sun.
Yeah, we once again apologize for...
It'll get better as time progresses. That I can promise you. As
Absolutely.
that sun sinks beneath the forest out there in deep left field. I don't know if there's a Big Train player capable of putting it in this forest. A lot of forests beyond center field wall. I mean,
Especially in the
beyond right field
forest.
wall.
I mean, I'd say if there's a righty...
What I was trying to say was
Or
a
a
lot of forest. I feel like it's a theme in the visiting in all the ballparks in this league. Povich, Gaithersburg, Silver Spring, and a little bit here.
Swings and misses there for strike 3. And that'll make it 2 outs as Rosenfield gets that 1 run in. It's still 4-1 Big Train. And bringing up Jack Cohn.
Batting number 13, Jack Cohn.
I think the Big Train bullpen to our right feels the same way about Jack Cohn as we've come to feel in the first few games. Jack freaking Cohn, they exclaim as it's his turn to wear one for the team. Tosses the bat a little angrily there, not happy about that one as he wears the first pitch from Rosenfield, and it's another RBI by a hit by pitch.
Tough thing to see here is getting hit by pitch, obviously, but that's 3 in this game and a couple of walks. It's just been the control for Rosenfield just not been there in this game tonight.
And Sal telling Mr. Cohn that he's got to work hard to get to third. I think he needs some things to happen in front of him. Not quite the leeway to do so on his own with
So how
2
about
runners
this?
blocking his way. Plenty of traffic here on the base paths.
Alderman up again, and he's hit by the pitch, and that'll force in yet another run.
I mean,
That is
how
3.
soon until there's a warning? That's 3 in this inning alone, 4 overall. It's a little out of hand.
Yeah, that's not.
As
Never,
all three runners on base now are on via a hit by pitch. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I haven't either, unless it's a guy that's been uncharacteristically wild, but that ball just hit the leg of Camp Alderman, and bases loaded here for Trevor Doyle.
3 hit by pitches in like 8 pitches. It was the first pitch to both Cohn and Alderman, and I think it was a 4 or 5 pitch strikeout to Thomas sprinkled in between for the second out of this inning. How about a 6-1 lead here in the inning?
Things unfolding pretty interestingly here in this game thus far.
Grant Knipp, who
So
led things off.
They're warning the benches here. The bullpen's being a bit loud. So not sure what's going on. I mean, they're chirping a bit from the bullpen, but you're going to see that in almost every game. That's inside, and there's a strike there from Rosenfield, who's 1-1. 3 runs in back-to-back innings for the Big Train come across. 6-1 their lead.
It's a little ridiculous in my opinion.
Yeah.
The third base umpire is saying he's heard enough from the bullpen. Meanwhile, 4 Big Train batters have worn 1 3 in a row.
That is honestly shocking that they
A little more
gave
controllable.
the Big Train bench a warning when there's been 4 hit by pitches in this game. That's just shocking.
Welcome to CRCBL umpire.
Either way, he delivers the 1-2, and that's fouled back into the screen, and it's still 1-2. They'll do it again. Knipp stands on deck. He's still wearing the.
Yeah, Knipp had to walk out. He's got the shin guards on just in case, but he had to walk out. He gave his elbow protector, his hand protector, knee protector, one of the 3, to Bender, the hitting coach, who's on first base duties here tonight, when he led off this inning.
Down in
Had
the
to get it back.
galoshes as that ball is half swung and into the bleachers and out of play.
I don't know. The way Rosenfield is pitching, he might want to wear those when he's up at the plate. Might be a little safer.
Well, luckily he won't be coming up to bat at the plate since he's the pitcher and there's DHs in
No,
the
I'm
sleeve.
saying, Nick might want to wear the shin guards.
That would be smart as Doyle
May
still has
need
to
him.
bat here. Taking there for a ball, and it's 2-2. I think once the sun goes down, things will look a bit better out here, but for now, we're working with what we got. Shadows creeping in again here. Long shadows from the light towers that Rosenfield delivers. That's a ball, excuse me, and it's a full count.
Impressive at bat here from Doyle. Again, fell behind a little early with 2 strikes, but able to work back to a full count. And he's seen plenty of pitches from Rosenfield.
Doyle swings and misses strike 3, so Rosenfield gets out of it after hitting 3 batters and 3 runs from across the floor. No hits in this inning at all. Nobody reached on via the hit. But the side is retired. Big Train up 6-1. We'll take you back here on Big Train TV later. Nick Erickson, the designated hitter, leads off here for the second inning. Whoever Grayson Hidu hasn't allowed a hit, but has allowed a run. Sometimes you'll see that as there's a strike crackling in there again. 0-1 here for the big train. Pitcher, lefty out of Alabama. Got here recently. It's another strike in there. It's 0-2.
Very impressive control to start off this half inning from Grayson Hitt.
Some chattering dugouts and bullpens here tonight. 6-1 lead. Grounded towards short. Nice easy hop there for Gauthier. Fires first in time. First out.
Smooth 3-pitch out there. Good control to start him off in 0-2, get him again in that protective mentality, and that's what you can get when you have a hitter who needs to defend around the zone. Short chopping swing, chopper, ground ball to the shortstop, boom, easy, 6-3.
Ball is hammered to right field. Racing back is the right fielder on the track at the wall. He leaps, and it's gone. Goodbye. Doyle made a leaping effort for that, but it's a home run for Nathan Schmela. Hit it over the head of his counterpart in right field, and that makes it a 6-2 ball game. The first hit of the day is a long home run to the opposite field from Nathan Schmela.
That's one way to lose the no-hitter.
All he could on that one did Trevor Doyle. Leaped almost over the fence.
He was hanging on, had the belt at the yellow line there at the top of the fence. His glove was definitely over it. He had the line, was not able to haul it back in.
So the left fielder Hayden Winter stands in, part of a 3 outfielder battery in the bottom of this order. On deck Cooper Benson, the center fielder. A long, loud home run into the forest in right field from Nathan Schmela. It deals in a big swing and miss there by Hayden Winter. Saw him in a pinch hitting capacity, I believe it was. 1-1 the count. Again, inside and has to leap out of the way, do a little jig out of the way of that one. And it's 2-1.
Juking and jiving in the right-handed batter's box there.
Can't drive 55 as he fouls it back into the screen, and 2-2 count here for Grayson Hitt. Then the same runs scored in each inning for both sides. How about that? 3-3, 1-1.
Oh, I see what you mean. I was like, wait a second. South County has not scored 3.
Up high there, Nick. Try to get that.
Throwing me off my game.
Chris, and they're using the wrong baseball.
So, Winter trying to respond with exactly how his counterpart did as he swings and misses there instead. Comes up empty here on strike 3. Cooper Benson stands in at the plate, the center fielder. After a strikeout, home run, strike, ground out, home run, strikeout. Hope you have your bingo cards filled here. Strike in there, just pop. It's at least 90-mile-an-hour heat, maybe much faster than that.
Love to go over what Hit's got.
Simple, easy delivery there.
Haven't had that chance yet.
1-1. Yeah, I'd love to talk to him at some point this season, see what's up. Big foul, large gaping foul territory here on this field, by the way.
Yeah, plenty of room to each side, filled with that beautiful. I can't tell if it's turf. Is it turf or is it grass?
To me, it looks like it's turf with dirt, but that's just my. It looks like.
Smells like turf is the reaction we get from the first row in front of us.
3-1 the count here to Benson.
The reason I ask is because
Chopped towards third. A nice play again by Alderman. Fires to first. High throw, but a nice way to corral that and gets the runner out of first base. Benson. Nice play by Sean Newell to stop that. And after the home run, just 1 run comes across the score. The only hit of the game thus far. Still 6-2 after 2 innings. Grant Nip leads off against new pitcher Colby Schreiner. Schreiner, the righty.
Almost deja vu.
Pretty much been a rough outing tonight for Danny Rosenfield any way you slice it.
I mean, 6 runs on 3 hits.
Schreiner has some friends
That'll make you
on the
double
big
take.
train. Jack Braley and Danny Tchaikovsky, respectively. Christopher Newport University. He delivers the first pitch to Nip. Hit high into left field, down past the, not high, that's down the left field line for a base hit. Nip on his train around second, heading to third or second, and he is safe.
Oh,
Second with a leadoff
fantastic
double.
slide.
Great slide, pop-up slide there from Grant Nip.
Throw had him beat. Nip stayed low to the ground and slicing in there. Beautiful job there. That one grounded straight down the line to third base. Impossible to see from our perspective, but Nip hustling there and gets in the scoring position and lead things off into the top of the third.
And the way he hit that, it looked like it was hit a lot higher and further than initially thought, but instead, double here for Grant Nip as the sun starts to settle behind that large cloud, and we'll get to actually see the action for the first
That
time.
would be nice. I would appreciate that. I don't know about you, Tyler, but
So Schreiner on the mound, I would appreciate it too, don't worry. Wearing number 6, don't often see single-digit pitcher numbers. I hearken to Marcus Stroman, who wears
Yep.
single-digit. Blake Snell wore 4 for the Rays. I'm not sure what he wears in San Diego now.
good question. Couldn't tell you.
But you don't see that too often regardless.
Brady Gump trying to do what he and Nip were able to do and put some ribeyes on the table for the top of this order.
Swinging and missing. They've been well fed this season on ribeyes, has this team. Love a good ribeye steak any time of the game.
Got to go reverse sear.
Absolutely.
That's what I have found to be the best method. As the righty out of the stretch.
As Gump swings and misses for strike 3, strikeout, and stands at second base still is Nip. That'll turn it over once again for Austin Gothier. He's now batted 3 times in 3 innings.
On pace for 9 at-bats by now.
That could be huge.
And 4.5 home runs.
I wonder how you get a half home run. Is it one that's called back?
Ground roll double.
Ground rule double, one that bounces off the top of the fence. You don't know. So the runner goes as Nip, and Gothier hits one into center field. Nip's gonna have to get back to second as it's caught by the center fielder Benson and thrown in.
Very close to being a really great hit and run there. Gothier a little frustrated. Got a hold of that one. Maybe 355 there. Just not quite to put it over basically where he hit the first one.
Hey, he hit it near that SC sign in right center. South County logo. A lot of retired numbers in left field. That's what I've noticed.
Not necessarily retired because there's some that are the same.
You can retire the same number. The New York Rangers have done that for number 9. Hit high to center field, but that's going to settle into Roger Benson, and a quick inning here. Big train leadoff double is not coming around to score. Stays at second. Couple of flyouts and a strikeout. Inning is over. We'll have you for the bottom of the third here on Big Train TV. Grayson hit in for his third inning of work here, facing off against Griffin Boone. Grayson hit and Griffin Boone, two similar names there, first names that is. First 0 on the board tonight for either side. Big Train went down quietly after the leadoff double.
And Hit would love to respond with one of his own here.
The first 0 for Big Train pitching, even 2-1, so
Manageable.
not the crooked numbers that maybe the other team, Braves, was looking for. Instead, he delivers here. It's in the dirt once again. It's 2-1. Starting to get a little bit darker here at South County High School. Lights will probably turn on soon. Big cut there from Boone. He's trying to send that one over the hill, over the shed, and maybe into that forest well beyond the soccer field out there. That is the soccer.
Trying to deposit that one on the track, it looks like.
So that ball is not as far as he wanted to send the last one. That's chopped up the third base line, and first base gets the out there. The pitcher Hit goes over, makes a nice play. Hope his own cause there.
You know what I admire?
What's that?
The enthusiasm of our first base umpire tonight. Simple 1-3 put out there. Doesn't matter to him. It's an enthusiastic fist all the way back. Boom! Got it.
I just think that,
Put
Griffin
juice
Boone would
in.
have rather sent one sailing through the universe on that last swing. But fortunately, a little chopper up the third base side. Foul back on the screen by Brett Stallings here, who walked his first time up and came around to score.
I'm surprised the lights aren't on yet. It's gotten dark in the last 20 minutes.
You can see
Looks
they're on.
beautiful now.
One of the light stanchions is on way over there on the football field, I believe that is, or another soccer field.
Maybe
Foul
it's
back
soccer.
towards us, and in the parking lot, heads up. Heading towards the school buses out there in South County High School parking lot. We're going up for that baseball, and it goes off the wheel, off the tire. The wheels on the bus go round and round just like that baseball.
Maybe that baseball just wanted to kick the tires on potentially acquiring a new school bus.
Swing and miss there. Strike 3. 2 quick outs here for Grayson Hit.
It has really settled in nicely here for the Big Train. Pitching wise, we talked about his ability to maybe burn up a chunk of innings to start this one off. Don't know what his pitch count is. Maybe an inning count here in his first appearance coming over from Alabama. We talked about that in depth last night.
Has that ground ball pitch working tonight. That's just his second strikeout here through 3 innings. And another swing and miss
Really
there.
coming now with the swing and miss stuff.
Feebly swings and misses there. Santino Rosso.
He knew he missed that one. The second that bat left his shoulder.
In the wise words of Frank Fleming, feeble.
Yeah.
That was a check swing and a little
Able to
donk.
keep himself from going around that one. That one bounced off the plate.
Donk.
What I was saying is, Grayson Hit, Cooper Ron, some of these guys who have been a little bit more active as the regionals and super regionals now in NCAA baseball have wound down. They have the, that must be off a car. Oh, right off a hood.
Right off
Of
a Honda.
Deep red Honda CRV Virginia plates. Coach
Luckily,
Sal
just
just
hit
making
the
sure
hood.
it's not his.
Coach Sal does not want that to be his car.
I parked as far away as I could.
I'm happy you did, and I didn't even drive here today. High ball there.
2-2. What I was saying was, these guys coming straight from college ball have the advantage of being in that competitive rhythm, of being
Right.
in that
And as things start to be
stride,
fouled back
being
quite
in
a
their
bit,
stride.
you got to know, where did Dylan Spilko park? Because that's it high and deep to left field. Going back as left fielder, Gump on the track will make the catch. Just actually step in front of the warning track for the third out of the inning. 3 quick outs, 1, 2, 3. First of the day for Grayson Hit. He gets through it. Big Train up 6-2. Nolan Shanuel leads off against the second inning for Colby Schreiner. I know somebody that has a very similar name in my school. I'm not going to say it, though, because I don't want to run into that problem.
I don't even know how to respond to that one.
Anyways, there's another ball, and it's 2-0. Finally, the sun settled behind the clouds, and we can actually see where the baseball is. Instead of saying flied as it's grounded down the left field line.
This is very nice.
Very nice here.
I'm still surprised the light towers aren't on yet. Might get dark real quick on us.
Yep. Never know during the summer. Shanuel takes one for a strike. And if 2-2 gets a raucous amount of applause from the bullpen. 2-2, or 2-1, excuse me.
They were quick on that one.
Yeah, the bullpen was pretty happy about that too. Shanuel laces one up the middle for a base hit. So he is aboard, and aboard for the first time in not a painful fashion.
I'm sure he's happy to put some pain on that ball rather than his own body.
Took it all out on that baseball. Love to see the extra velocity now as he smoked it.
Yeah, where's our track mandate?
We need a track mandate.
Somebody get on that.
Somebody get on that. Dylan Spilko, get on it.
What am I getting on?
Track mandate.
There they come. You can hear the
whirring.
Start up. Electric whirring.
Thomas hits one deep to center field. Back goes the center fielder. Bends it at the wall. It was gone. Goodbye. Matt Thomas sends one deep. Exactly the same spot that Austin Gauthier hit it. And it's an 8-2 ball game for the Big Train as they keep on rolling here over the South County Braves. As the lights come on, Matt Thomas shows that light tower power.
Big fly for the Big Train, center fielder. And he gets one more home with Nolan Shanuel on base in front of him.
And with that, I have officially tied you in the home run call.
You've taken the lead if you want to count opposition home runs.
That is true, but I'm counting Big Train home runs.
A couple of big flies out of this park here tonight.
Tone takes one for a ball, and it's 1-0.
And Thomas just put a hurting on that ball. Big fly, probably a good 380 out there between the trees in center field.
Way out of here as that ball gets back to the screen, the backstop, whatever you want to call it. Did not settle into the mitt of the catcher, Rothstein.
8 runs here with no outs in the top of the 4th. Big Train just trying to keep this offense chugging.
Oh,
and that'll do it.
Sends one down the right field line. That's going to be a fair ball going into the corner. Fielded as the hat flies off of Schmela. Will fire it in, and Cohen stands at second base with a double. So 3/4 of the way to the cycle here as Schmela lost his hat on the warning track.
Stone cold. Jack Cohn laces one into the corner. Stand-up double for him. I believe his 4th or 5th of the year already. No one on base thanks to the bases clearing 2-run home run from his regular season teammate Matt Thomas in front of him. And man, he's got to be happy to be standing on base again. He is rolling now offensively.
Just keep saying one of the great pickups, late pickups for this team here. Because they're in the dirt. Schreiner breathed very rudely after putting up a 0 last inning. 2 runs on the screen with a home run by Matt Thomas. Sent a just cavernous home run over the center field fence.
But still nobody out here.
Alderman with a hefty cut there. It's 1-1. Home of the South County Stallions. We sit on here. There's various teams are practicing. I guess the soccer team's out there on their field practicing. We've seen some football, lacrosse today. There on the football field that's adjacent to this one. Alderman another big swing and a miss there, and it's 1-2, coming up empty twice. Certainly wanted to maybe send one off the scoreboard. It's in play. The scoreboard is off. A home run off the scoreboard is definitely in play tonight.
Actually, I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Well, I mean, in play in terms of like it could happen.
Oh yes.
In play, definitely not. It's over the fence by a wide margin.
Exactly.
Alderman swings and misses strike 3. As it gets away, Alderman will run down to first base and get there safely as it goes into the dugout. So, a strikeout, but he reaches.
And Cone over to third.
So how would you score that? I've never known.
So it's like you would write a single, but K3. K with a kind of superscript 3, or subscript, I guess it would be.
Cone down to third base. Remains stone cold. Well, hot, actually, on the season.
Yeah, might have to stop calling him stone cold, how hot that bat is.
Doyle
It is
stands in now.
blazing.
Flew out and struck out today. 2 runners on here, nobody out. So staring.
Like an Arizona desert in the summer.
So there goes the runner at first base, and Alderman showing the wheels. Gets down to second base here with a stolen base.
No offense to Kemp Alderman. I don't think he's a guy whose scouting report reads speed.
I don't know.
Showing it off
he got
there.
over there pretty quick.
Showing off in all aspects. Getting down to first on the pass ball, getting over to second. 2 runners in scoring position. Still nobody out.
With a base open, we'll see if they pitch around Doyle here. Doyle hits one about an inch in front of home plate and foul. Bounces that one.
Impressive flow from the South County pitcher out there.
Yeah, great flow on the mound. Colby Schreiner, who's allowed 2 runs now after pitching a scoreless inning. 7 hits the big train have today.
3 here in this inning. Looking for a 4th.
Doyle takes a strike there. 1-2. Behind in the count once again. See what he does here. Sets and delivers the 1-2 offering to Schreiner. Doyle takes it outside. 2-2. See if hit pitches. You got a couple of guys up and moving around in the bullpen. You see, I believe that's Everett Catlett. up
5
there.
innings. 5 innings would be the longest appearance by any Big Train pitcher this season. The way he pitched that last one,
High, and it's a full count, so
love
good
to
turn
see
at
what
bat.
he brings on the bottom.
Yeah, so we get to see the debut of Everett Catlett this season. Has been dealing with something. Dealing with a bit of an injury bug. It happens, as every team does. Every team has their injuries over the course of a long season. Catlett, of course, out of Georgetown, no stranger to Povich Field.
Slightly stranger. Rising sophomore.
Doyle loops one into shallow right, coming on as the right fielder. Schmele won't make the play as Cone comes in to score, and it's an RBI single for Trevor Doyle. Excuse me, Jack Doyle. Trevor Doyle. Trevor Doyle's correct. I got mixed up there with Jack Cone.
Jack Cone, who just scored for the 9th run this game for Big Train offense.
Things continue to roll here in Lorton, and they've now surpassed 8 runs for the 4th game on their season. I believe it's 4th. See what happens in that rescheduled or that suspended game.
Fourth official game. So all 4 official games so far. 3-3 pending extra innings. We'll get to that one Wednesday.
It takes a slow change up there and there for a strike. Schreiner 3 runs across this inning. You still get to make the change in the score, but that's three run innings tonight. The Big Trainers just swinging a miss from Nip, and it's 0-2. Doyle is the runner at first. Alderman the runner at third.
Let's just say the South County Braves boyfriends may not be vegetarians because 303 got beef out there on the scoreboard.
Swing and misses. The ball gets away from the catcher. Nip charging down to first base, and he'll reach again. So the bases are loaded. 2 strikeouts in this inning.
I mean, that backstop behind home plate is just dead.
It's not it's very unforgiving. The second K3 of the inning. Trevor Doyle moves to second, and Alderman stays there at third base.
So I guess Nip will be out.
Oh, I guess so. Maybe.
Oh, because first base wasn't open.
Yeah, first base.
First base only opened after the pass ball.
There's a high fly ball into right field, settling under it as Schmele loses his hat again. He'll make the catch, tagging are both runners as Alderman's going to come in and score. Good throw from Schmele, but he's safe. showing off the pen and Nathan Schmela in right field, who's been just doing his best to keep the Braves afloat tonight.
Almost single-handedly at this point. What a beautiful slide that was. I think Kemp Alderman might have ripped it. The slide was so beautiful. The pants went with it.
He just got those too. He literally came upstairs and switched his pants yesterday.
First time in those gray road pants for Kemp Alderman, and he makes him pay with a beautiful pop-up slide over home plate. Gets the run and loses his pants.
Boy,
SpongeBob-esque, looking like a fool who lost his pants.
So 10-2 now in this inning. I believe it's 10-2. I don't know if they've forgotten to get the cone run across. Scoreboard operators. Not Dylan Spilko tonight.
No, if it was Dylan Spilko, the fourth inning would just read 9.
Yeah, if it was Dylan Spilko, we'd see 15 on the scoreboard.
He tries his hardest, and that's
He
what
does.
matters.
That's all. We love Dylan Spilko. As he yells in our ear, Gauthier has to take one inside. Big Train close to batting through again. Velasquez will come up, they bat through.
Came close in that second inning. They stranded 3 runners, all of whom were hit by a pitch.
2-1. Both runners moved up on the sacrifice fly from Brady Gump. In the dirt now it's 3-1. So, Schreiner trying to get out of this inning quickly here, but a couple of runs across, they finally put up a 10th run. Gauthier gets under it to center field, but back on the wall and ranging over to his left a little bit as the center fielder bends in to make the catch for the third out. But the Big Train chase in 4 more. It's 10-2. We'll be back here on Big Train TV for more after the Grayson hit out there once again for another inning of work here, his 4th. As I believe Matt Bedford will get up and throwing in the bullpen just in a few moments. Big strike in there for Hiddens. Pitched beautifully in this game thus far. As a ball taken there from Ethan Rothstein, the catcher.
A couple bumps in the first 2 innings,
You know,
but really has settled in excellently, found his stride, especially in that 3rd inning.
maybe can work his way into the rotation here. We'll have to see. Luke Baker, of course, the starter last night, heading to the night before. A couple of guys available off the bench tonight. Darius Foster and Keith Torres both available. We won't see Rocco Pepe tonight in this game, dealing with